What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the NoFaceCrypto channel. Where there's no faces, no case. You feel me? Alright, today we're going to be talking about the Linqto finesse they just pulled on the XRP community. You guys will be watching a video of John Deaton, former attorney representing the XRP community against the SEC. With that whole lawsuit, obviously, we know how that turned out. But with that being said, I mean, this guy is no slouch. He ran for the U.S. Senate in 2024. He's a Marine veteran, a cancer survivor, father to 3 young daughters, and he is a very successful trial attorney. This guy is no slouch, and the XRP especially trusts this guy basically at word value for whatever he says, as they should. So with Linqto, and I'll just type this in. I haven't even looked this up yet, so I don't know what's going to come up. But with Linqto, this basically is a platform that is allow you to basically act as a private investor in pre-IPO companies. But as you know, in order to get pre-IPO shares with any company, you pretty much have to be an accredited investor already. And in order to be an accredited investor, you have to have up to $1 million in assets, liquid. I'm pretty sure, something like that. Now, this is allegedly was a website that would allow you to buy things pre-IPO. So if we go to like fintech, or we'll go to digital assets here. So somewhere in here, it wanted to let you buy Ripple for right here, Ripple. Sign up and start investing in Ripple pre-IPO. What company is going to let you get pre-IPO shares? Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to let you guys watch the video of the CEO of that company get eviscerated. Everyone should have known this is a scam since day one. But if you were one of those people who fell for the scam, I am sorry. But please lock in, watch this video. I'm going to play a little bit of it because the audio is a little shitty. And then I'm going to move on to the next video. I'll see if we find anything in here. If not, I'll just continue talking real quick. But I don't want to make this too long. So here you guys go. This is absolutely insane shit, though. Promise.
Is my money there and safe?
Yeah, your money's there, and it's as safe. Okay, I got to throw out the lawyers. It's safe, but the lawyer was saying safe as it always was because this is a risky.
Right off the bat, this guy is a CEO of this company that I am showing you guys right here. All right. I mean, right off the bat, this guy seems sleazy. So I would have never invested my money in this in the first place. And this is just another example of the scams you have to look out for in this crypto market. Okay, this is not a joke.
See right there.
Thanks.
And as you can imagine, there's a lot of people. I was here yesterday. At least 3 dozen people came up to me, asked me about Linqto. So first, tell us who you are and when you started, and we're getting some direct questions because we only got like 17 minutes.
Sure. Dan Cislana, CEO of Linqto. I came in January of 2025. Before that, I was the CEO of another company, and I've run and started other companies, but I'm early to crypto, just so you know, and a big fan of this conference, and a big fan of Linqto vision.
Okay. Now, you also work with Joe Grunfest.
He and I have our debates. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, I'm going to give you some advice, some free legal advice.
All right.
Okay? Get
I'm paying for all of it. None of it.
Get the lawyers out of your head.
Yeah. All right.
All right? No lawyer speak.
Okay.
Is Linqto, or was it a Ponzi scheme or rug pull or anything like that?
No. So, I think that's the number one question to answer, which should allow people to take a deep breath, which is Linqto should have done a lot of things better. Some things are a problem, some things are wrong. But one thing we can say with certainty, it's not a rug pull, it's not a Ponzi scheme. I wish we could have said that sooner and clearer than a couple weeks ago when we put out that press release. We had to hire a third party, we had to have them go through this process, and they checked to make sure that when people put money in, that money actually went to and was associated in some way with actual holdings, shares, units, or other of the things that we all care about. Ripple, first and foremost, but SpaceX and Anthropic and everything else. It's all there.
All right. So I'm going to ask you directly. People who invested in, like me, pre-IPO shares of Ripple, I have Kraken, I have Circle, BitPay, and a couple others. You've done well. My question is, on behalf of everyone there, I'm going to ask it from a customer's perspective, but it's coming from them. Is my money there and safe? Yeah, your money's there, and it's as safe as, okay, I got to throw out the lawyer. It's safe. But the lawyer was saying, safe as it always was, because this is a risky gamble. Okay. Yeah, get that. Get some of the Cromwell out of here. Right. So, yes. Yeah. That's safe. There's a mess of a bunch of securities regulations violations. There's structural issues. There's a bunch of stuff going on, but the thing that could never be cured is not the problem. All right, let me ask that. All right, so
I mean, if body language is a book, this is the worst book ever. This guy is a sleaze. It's an absolute sleaze. If I ever knew about this before this all popped off, I would know absolutely that this was a finesse. This is crazy. This is crazy.
why? Well, let me first. There's a lot of scuttlebutt. Yeah, rumors, right? So I'm going to ask you this. One of the theories out there, and I'll be honest, I thought it could be possible early on, is that you are a corporate grader and that you have come in here and you are going to drive it down and then you're going to buy it for pennies on a dollar and all that kind of stuff. So I want to ask you face to face, is that what you do? No. It was a funny moment. I told this to my wife, and she laughed. And I said, she said, "Oh, someone actually said that." I'm like, I don't know how to take that exactly, but okay. So the two choices at the moment are either skittish academic who panicked when the SEC wrote a nasty note, or corporate raider intent on driving down the value of Linqto so we can buy it for pennies on the dollar and magically sprinkle reputation dust and reinvigorate it overnight. Neither of those are correct. So no, definitely not a corporate raider. Okay. I thought I was taking my dream job just to be. Oh yeah. And why? Why was it a dream? Because Linqto is the best idea ever. If you are old enough to remember that you can get into early stage companies once they went public and they could go double and double and double and double and double, great. But if you invest now, you can't get into a company at that phase of growth. It's everyone who's average or even above average in terms of wealth and investing goals is locked out. We're locked out. We don't get a chance to experience the most phenomenal, innovative growth of the best companies in the world. And that's not fair. And that's why I love Linqto. I think it's a great idea to unlock for the average investor. I'm a recovering finance professor, right? So, like, if the efficient frontier is expanded, you get a lot more returns over time, diversified, better, more effective if you can invest in a wider set of things. And what pre-IPO technology companies, if that's not a part of your portfolio, you're going to miss out. And that's the Linqto way. All right, let me.
Alright, I'm not going to play the rest of this video, but very simply a rebuttal to what he just said here. What the fuck are we talking about? Alright, pre-IPO companies, gotta be a part of everyone's portfolio. Guys, point blank period, unless you were physically working for a company, or unless you are an accredited investor, or you got lucky and the CEO of the company himself let you invest, you are not going to get a pre-IPO company. I know from experience that is not how things work. That is not how things work. So this was a scam from day one. Day one. This guy doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. And the fact that he sounds like Sam Brakeman-Fried makes me not like this already, right off the bat. Honestly, at this point, I don't even think there's a point in playing on this video. Long story short, 11,000 investors, assuming they were going to get pre-IPO Ripple shares. 11,000 investors just got blocked out of all their funds, including John Deaton. So some very big people got their money mixed up in this. All right, this is why I harp all the time. Cold storage, all right, legit DeFi, and be patient. People need to be patient. You're not going to get rich tomorrow. Cold storage, DeFi. Not this kind of DeFi. We're not buying pre-IPO. What the fuck is he talking about? Oh, you can't get pre-IPO tokens. You can't get pre-IPO unless you're an accredited investor. So what's XRP? What is XRP then? What have we been buying this entire time before an IPO comes out? It's fucking ridiculous. I hate listening to people talk like this when they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. This guy is a former finance professor. Why was he a finance professor if he was good at finance? If you're good at finance, you don't need to be a professor because you'd have money already. What the fuck are we like? Ah, oh my gosh. And so, long story short, guys, this has turned out to be a massive scam. That's about all I have to say. This will be FTX 2.0. And this has nothing to do with XRP itself, guys. XRP is still number one asset. Like, it's not, this is not to do with XRP. This is an exchange type company that try to promise people pre IPO shares in tons of companies. Acorns, Alloy, Alchemy, da, 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 like I don't even know all this stuff, but tons and tons and tons of companies. The whole thing's a scam. All right, it doesn't have anything to do uh, with XRP. You know, it's just XRP happens to be involved in this as well. But a company like, just to show you, like a company like this doesn't have. Um, sorry, it's not just digital assets. Okay, there's many different things: fintech, health tech, artificial intelligence, and aerospace and defense. All right, but this is a 100% a scam. That's why I gotta say, guys, like stay on your toes and pay attention to what's going on here. All right, you got some of the most important people in the community tied up in this. Now, obviously, I think this guy, he knew, obviously, since day one, and a lot of people kind of did know. Um, but at first glance, if people think they're getting pre-IPO tokens, you're not. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. That's about all I have to say. I love you guys. Stay safe out here. No face. Fuck the bots.